Hi and welcome everybody. I wanted to wait. It's been a while since I didn't do a video. Sorry about that. I've been really busy and didn't want to compete with some friends that do similar video as well. So anyway, uh, I wanted to do a video about the new version of Advanced Database Cleaner. The version 4 has been released not too long ago. In fact, a couple of months ago. But I was waiting because I'm one of the few that have the lifetime deal. And with the lifetime deal, their new premium version was not offered. What is the premium version? Well, let me go back. Advanced Database Cleaner has a free version that you can download from the WordPress repository. And this does a lot of things, but one of the things that I really want is the orphaned thing, where you see all the orphan. So it detects whether a special feature, whether something in the database is used by WordPress or plugin or theme, things like that, or not at all, so that you can safely delete it. And this is something that helps me to be more confident when I want to delete something from the database, when I clean the database. So I've been using the Pro version for many years now. I think I bought it in 2020, something like that. And now the new version, the premium version, has been released with the version 4. A lot of improvement, a whole new UI, and so on. And my question is it really worth it? Now, let me go back again. Of course, we have the free version, and now we have the premium version, which is this pricing. Now, for people like me that has the pro version, which is in fact the lifetime deal, okay, we are offered a little deal here to upgrade to the premium version. I don't know if it's going to be there always, but anyway, it is available for now. Because that feature, well, that new version has a new feature, which is the remote scan feature. Okay. So at first, they wanted to simply, by the way, if I do a little history, when they released version 4, they decided not to give it to people who would have an LTD. They would have access to version 3, period, that's all. Of course, for lifetime, but always with version 3. After a couple of discussion, they finally decided that they would upgrade version 4 for lifetime deal users. But they would not include that remote scan because this is something that has some fees for them, and of course they want to be able to enter into the fees. That's obviously absolutely understandable. And so they made a great move. They gave version 4 to all the LTD user, okay, but the remote is not included. So basically the only difference between the LTD owner and the premium owner is that remote scan feature. So I wanted to do a video that compares whether it is worth it to upgrade. We have a fixed 50% discount for always, for lifetime, if you have the LTD, of course. So at the same time, I'm going to compare with the free version. So I have 3 times the exact same website here open. This version has only the free version of Advanced Database Cleaner. This one has the Pro version, if I can say it like that, which is version 4 but remote, without remote scan. And this one has the premium version, which is with the remote scan. Of course, remote scan, you have to enable it each and every scan that you do, but it is available, which is not the case with Pro. So I haven't checked it yet, what is the Pro version without remote scan, and I want to compare with you the difference between the 3 versions so that you can know whether it is something that you want to go from free to premium. And if, like me, you have the LTD, you already have Pro, whether it is worth it to pay the extra fee for the remote scan feature. So again, didn't compare them with the new version. It's 407 for now. And it has been released just a few hours ago, as you can see. And I was waiting because the Pro version without remote scan was only available after a couple of months for those who had the LTD. So it has been released. I don't know if it's 3 hours ago, but it was in March. So I do think that it's really new, probably today or something like that, because I saw that message only today. All right, so let's go with that first one, which only has the free version. So let's go with the add DB cleaner here, WPDB cleaner. And it's gonna automatically select the free version, as you can see here. It's gonna automatically do a scan here. Of course, offers us to upgrade here for the action scheduler. Let's forget about that. So we have for 144 items to clean up a database of about 58 megabyte. I guess it should be pretty similar for the other one as well. Of course, sorry. That one is a copy. This is the original site, by the way. The other two are the copies. So hopefully they will have exactly the same thing in the database, but not sure. As you can see, this one has a way bigger database. So of course it might detect things in one that the other doesn't detect. So yeah. So here I've used the premium for the last couple of months, by the way, when it was released back in January, and I saw that and I was afraid that I had some issues with my credit. But of course, just remember that this one is the Pro version without the premium. So that's why I don't have any remote scan credit. That's for sure. Let me go there with the other one. Same window. And of course, we should have pretty much the same tools. Like I said, here we have clearly that it's free. We have those two things that are not available for free. And of course, here it shows us that the action scheduler is not available in the free version. So that's okay. These two should be exactly the same, except the remote scan, as I mentioned. So again, this one, 59 megabytes, is pretty similar to that one. The main live site, which was the original, has a bigger database, and my assumption is that because this one has some backups in it that the other two don't have with WP Vivid Backup. So I guess that's the reason why the database is double the size of the other one. So I might have a staging site or something like that. Let me just see. That might be the reason why this database is so huge compared to that one. That's exactly it. So let me pause the video, get rid of that staging site, and see the size of the database after that. All right, so I deleted the staging site, and as you can see now, it's pretty much, well, a couple of megabytes more. I had an issue, an error when deleting the site, so I don't know if something has not been cleaned. So that might make some more items to clean, let's say like that, in this website than the other two. But anyway, let's see. So Pro Lifetime here, you see here it's written free, Pro Lifetime, and this one is premium. All right, so 144 items to clean. Let's run the cleaner. So let's check everything. So of course, revision, duplicate, meta, so on. Those things will not be clean. So 21 things, sorry, to clean. Let's go with that. We'll take a look at the comparison for the database instead after that. But let's clean everything for now. Maybe it will put everything on the same level. So 249 items to clean up, as opposed to 247, as opposed to here 144. That's probably because of all those things here that are not clean in the free version, of course. That will be clean here. So let's run that as well. Oops, clean up. All right, so after cleaning, expired transient is again to clean. So let me just clean it again. So transient can come back because, of course, these are expired things. So you might refresh a couple of times and you will always have at least one to clean, but that's okay. We won't do all of that. Okay, this one is done. So speed transition. I'm gonna do it once like I did with the free version, but of course I won't do that if it comes back again. So still cleaning in this case here. All right. Okay, so now if I refresh here, 59 megabytes, 61. So it looks like it has already refreshed. So my main site is still a little bit bigger, but anyway, that might have different reason why it's a live site and so on. So let's take a look at the first item, which is tables. So I'm going to simply select all my tables, or I'm used to have a different tool here to clean. As you can see, if I come back to my table here, I have my start a scan for tables. Sorry. I usually have that button. I will probably have it in Pro as well, but looks like it's not available in free. So that's strange. So unlock advanced filters. So how do I scan in free? Like I said, I've been using Pro for the last 5-6 years. So anyway, I'm going to, let's say, can I scan like that? Oh, to do manual scan, you have to have premium. Wow, okay. So it does probably an automatic scan with the free that you don't have in, well, that you have in Pro as well, but looks like you cannot do a manual scan. All right, really strange. So table not scan. How can we scan then? Refresh data. If I have tables that are not scanned here, how can I scan them if I can't? Looks like it's going to be a little bit hard to scan here. All right, so as I said, didn't check before. So looks like we cannot manually scan, so we assume that it will scan it automatically at some point because I have 105 not scan. Well, actually, if I reset my filter, I have 117 table, if I understand well, and out of that, 105 are not scanned. So pretty much all of them. So what does it scan? The core WordPress for terms, comments, post meta, options, comment meta, term meta, taxonomies. So not even all the default one, if I understand. Okay. So post meta terms. I'm gonna order it by name. It's gonna be a little bit easier to find out. So cookie consent meta, that's all right. Are all the post meta scanned or not? Let me put more per page so we don't have many pages. Okay, let's see. Links, option, post meta, post. So it looks like the core are all scanned, but all the plugins and themes are not scanned. So only the options from the core WordPress are scanned with the free version. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. So for me, personally, that's a really good reason to upgrade or use a different tool, of course. David McCann has talked about a different tool recently. You might like that one as well. But for me, DB Cleaner Pro, already a big fail here. Did I say Pro? DB Cleaner Free, sorry, is a big fail here because if you cannot scan all the plugins and themes, pretty much useless for me. Anyway, So let's scan the table here. As you can see, local scan only, local scan and remote is recommended, but you don't have it. So you need to buy it if you have the Pro. So I'm going to override that. Scan, I have 117 item here. Will it be the same thing? Yes, 117 table, which is already a good thing. And this here, I'm going to use the remote scan, of course. Override. Because it's the first time that I run it, that's why I override. Usually, probably you will not want to override after that. And of course here, it's going to do the step 3 and not that step 4. And of course, if you only have premium, you can also bypass remote scan as you saw. I could have used the local. Local is the default, in fact. But why do that if you have premium? And remote scan is usually faster than partial matches. So let's see. Okay. So looks like I have 0 orphans in this particular case, which is a good thing. So same thing, same result here. So looks like it has recognized everything. By the way, before I copied that site, that site already had the pro version of Advanced DB Cleaner, but version 3. So of course it might have cleaned things previously to copying that site and that video that I'm doing today. So that is probably the reason why there's nothing to clean. I suppose there will be some cleaning at some point, but looks like there's no now. By the way, I have that message because I have upgraded, so I will do that later. Well, let's do that right away. Let's clear that. So I'm going to, in previous version, version 3, I had two different schedule for the tables and for something else. I think it was the transient or something like that. Nowadays, with version 4, we don't have to have two, so I'm going to delete that one and simply edit the first one to have more, instead of just the 14 items here that I have already, I'm going to select everything. So you see we have a few things that are not selected. I'm going to select everything in that one schedule. I can maybe change here and keep revision and drafts for more than 0 days. I think it's a good idea. Um, well, 15 days maybe for that. Spend comment. I don't have comments, so let's leave it like that. Okay. Optimize my table and repair table. So that was a separate thing in the previous version. And updated monthly. That's okay. I'm going to save that. All right. Let me go back to my thing here. So everything's fine for table. Let's go with options now. I suppose it's going to be pretty much the same thing for the free version. So as you can see, everything is locked. So I cannot scan again. That's strange. So I have many things that I haven't scanned. So let's go with Pro. So start a scan, override, scan. And again, I feel personally that it's a little bit strange that by default, when you have premium, it still choose local scan only. I think that it should personally choose local and remote scan since it detects that you have premium. It should detect anyway that you have premium. So it should choose that one by default, honestly. Okay, that's okay to give you the choice, but it should choose that one by default. Personal thoughts. So 936 item. I should have the same thing here, here, and probably here, though it doesn't seem to mention it. So, oh, 929 here. Yeah. So why do I have a little bit more items? Probably these are the options. So that might come from Advanced Database itself. 7 more items. So let's see. and complete it. We have 44 orphans. So for the options, we do have orphans. Let's see what. Let's filter orphans right away by clicking on that. By the way, these are all filters, so we can filter the specific plugin or theme and so on. Okay, but I'm going to simply filter only the orphans. 44 orphans. Let's see if the remote scan finds something that the local scan didn't find. By the way, I took premium right away in January when it was available. It was supposed to be a special price that is for now still available. But, well, yeah. I take it for the first year. I will decide maybe after that video or later on if it's worth it to keep it or not. So 4 big option detected. 4 options detects the same thing. 42 orphans instead of 44. So that supposedly mean that 2 of the orphans have been detected from the remote scan to not be orphans. In fact, it has detected what it is. So it's going to be pretty hard to know which one it is. Let's see. If I try to show them side by side, can we find out which one it is? So I have Fubrix Advanced Themer, WPML option here. Now here. So far, same thing. I'm gonna try to align them so it's gonna be a little bit easier. So far, so good. Up until there, seems to be the same thing. So let me pause the video and find out. All right, so seems that the last 2 are the 2 that are different. So these 2 were not found by the remote scan. Well, since I don't have the remote scan. So with the version that the premium version that has a remote scan, it has not found them. What I mean by not found, it has probably detected that these are legit. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, it means that in this case, you might end up deleting them and they might not be orphan at all. Okay. So of course, it is always asked for you to simply back up your database every time before doing something. But let's see. Are these really legit or not? If I do a little Google search on that, do I have any result? Entry into the is database lock used by the WP login to manage the synchronization process between your website and the advanced If this lock remains in the database after the process finishes or phase, it can cause automatic translation job to become stuck, prevent translation from updating, or result in waiting for translator. So this is something that we should be able to delete because, of course, if it remains. So at this point, I would say it is good that it has detected it. That being said, when I opened, let's say it like that, those 2 sites, it has detected that this one here is a copy, so I had to do something in WPML to simply say that it's a copy of the site. So in other words, that it's a development site. So that might be the reason why this one, which is the real site, has those 2 database items, where this one doesn't have it. So I won't say at this point that it's really something that is because of database that is better detected, let's say it like that, in one version. So Here, I can delete it because probably it's a copy, and the other one, it's not a copy. So I'm going to delete everything except those advanced steamer things because I do think that it is good. Prepare for translation luck and lucky. So I don't think that this is useful. This one, I'm not sure at all. So when we're not sure, we don't delete. This one, I know that it's good. It's ACF options that I've put. Okay, this one again. So I won't delete those, especially that this is the live site. SCFML language. And by the way, I'm going to pause the video and do a backup because I didn't do one. Okay, done. So like I said, this one is a live site, so I don't want to lose things. Diversion prevent redirect mail SMTP. Not sure that I'd have that. I think I'm gonna keep that just in case. Fact preload cookie banner. Do I still have Berg on that one? No. Doesn't seem like I have this plugin installed anymore. Okay. So I'm going to delete those. Right, so delete, apply to selection, delete. Gonna do the same thing here. Of course, this one I didn't do a backup, but that's okay. It's just a copy anyway. So really not that problematic if I delete something that I shouldn't. All right. Still have 13, 12. I had less to start from. Okay, let's do scan here for the post meta now. 4,152 on both sides. And of course here, post meta, probably same thing. Limitation again of the free version. Again, WordPress core seems to be all right, but all the others are locked. And we cannot scan. Okay, so no orphan on this particular case. 12 orphans here. Okay. So the remote scan, which is the only difference between the two sites, well, about the only difference. I mentioned a couple of others. We did find 12 orphans that the other one didn't find. So it surely has it. Let's say if I try to, well, it's EDD, but it's not Easy Digital Download itself. By the way, we have a little feature here that we can view the data and we can format it as well, so it's a lot easier to read if you want to see the data before you remove, which is sometimes a good thing. So Monster Insight, I don't have that installed. Disable all campaigns, variable prices for ED Digital Download. So I don't think that I need any of that. It's on the premium on the test site anyway, so I can delete it. This one didn't find it, so we can assume different things. Let's say if I search for ADD for the filter, variable price is there. It's doesn't know where it belongs to, but didn't flag it as orphan. That's strange. Honestly, I'm surprised here. If it's unknown, why is it not flagged as orphaned. So I would maybe have to check the documentation if there's one reason why it's unknown. Sorry, it's in French. I don't know why, since the interface is in English, but the site is in French anyway. So what is it unknown instead of orphans? I don't know. Is the fact that the site is in French and sees unknown doesn't flag it as orphan? I would doubt, because of course there's a lot of or unknown here. Um, mm, 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 mm. If I, whoops, ABD price, WPML, multilingual. So, of course, the other one. Oh, I have 50 unknown here. Okay, these are my unknowns. Do I have unknowns? 87 unknown. So we have more unknowns here, but still no orphans. Of course, we must remember that we deleted some of them, so but we didn't delete 37. So there's less unknown here, so probably the remote scan has found some of them. That's my assumption. All right, so let's go with the next one, user meta. Same thing here, probably in French, pretty limited. Shows it to you, cannot do anything about it, honestly, really. So, yeah, let's go with user meta here. Start a scan, 237 items. Same thing. All right, again, 0 orphans, 7 unknown. You can filter, you can check them if you want to go further and decide for yourself whether it's something that you need or not. Okay. I won't do that. 0 orphan again, but only 7 unknown instead of. Okay, I had 7. Sorry, my mistake. I thought there was more. So for that section here, user meta, no difference at all between the Pro and Premium. All right, let's go with Transient. Scan that again. 64 of them. 71 in this case here, so a little bit more. So of course we will have different result because of that. That may be because we deleted some of them by doing the other steps. So 16 orphans here. Let's see here, 21 orphans. So 5 more. Again, let's try to put it side by side. Don't know if it's the same thing at the bottom again or not. So, not necessarily in this particular case. Let's see. So these cookie yes transient here are here. Okay. So that means that between the two, these 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the 5 that we don't have on the left side. So does it have anything to do with the fact that we use the remote scan? Maybe yes, maybe no. Remember that we started with a different value here. We have 71, we have 63. So 8 more. So that may be the reason. Transient are temporary files, so we can delete them pretty safely. Let's select all of them. Those that are orphans, of course. So we do have different results between Pro and Premium. So is it due, like they would probably say, to the fact that it goes deeper and does a better search? Because it checks against their own internal remote database or reference. So why is it better their remote one than the local one that is updated by the plugin? Honestly, I cannot really say. On job here, 52, while I'm talking. So 54 here, two more. So yeah, but just want to make an idea for yourself whether it is worth it. Here I have one orphan. Here as well, so probably the same one. Data sync enhancement premium. So let's get rid of that. Automation, we already covered that. DB Analytics. So that's pretty much all the tools that we have. Settings here. So as you can see, I have a lifetime access, but yeah. So many other tools where we want to place that performance settings. All right. So that's about it. We have some differences between Pro Lifetime and Premium. Is it really worth it? Of course, if you want to be 100% sure, you want to probably double check and use remote. As we saw, the difference are really small. So is it worth, in my case, because I need more than 20 sites, is it really worth $75 a year versus if you already have the lifetime deal, of course, is it really worth the difference? If not, if you don't have the lifetime deal, I would say, yeah, go right away with the advanced database cleaner or another solution. I don't want to talk about that in this particular video, but David McCann from WPTNG did another review, and he said that he was using Advanced Database Cleaner previously at some other point. So maybe you want to look at his review of the other plugin and decide for yourself whether you want to use that one or the one that he mentions. Personally, for me, free version, really not that good. Too many features missing. So I'm pretty happy with the Pro version. I'm pretty happy with the Premium version, one or the other. Okay. That being said, free version for me is not useful at all. So anyway, I hope this video was useful for you, help you make your mind whether you want to upgrade from Pro to Premium if you already have Pro, and a little review of the difference between the two versions for free versus Premium. If you don't already have Pro Lifetime, Pro is not an option for you. So free and Premium, that's the difference. So thank you and have a great day.